Orlando Magic. Oh,
Yo.
yeah.
What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Layup Lounge. This is Wayne, and I'm here with my guy, Roman. What's going on, Ro?
What's going on? What's going on?
Man, I'm happy to be back in the Layup Lounge. We're here for our Seattle Hoop Talk segment. Once a week, we come to you talking some local talk about high school, college, pro hoops, all focused on players from Seattle, Tacoma, the greater Washington area. So let us know down in the comments who we're missing out on, but let's go ahead and dive into some fresh topics for today. To start, Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi have their own broadcast special on ESPN.
Yeah.
Sue Bird being a Storm legend. But on their broadcast, Diana had some interesting stuff to say about some of the upcoming WNBA stars. Commenting about Caitlin Clark, she said, quote, reality is coming. And then also about Angel Reese, she was saying how she's saying bye-bye to her current career once she gets to the WNBA. So Roman, I kind of just want to get your instant reaction. How do you feel about Diana's comments coming out the young star? She's still in the league herself, still playing, 20-year vet, but she's making some comments about the top dogs coming into the league. So how are you feeling?
Like, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, DT and Stu, they're one of the, they're two of the pioneers of women's basketball and, how we look at it today. But I mean, when it comes to Diana's comments, it comes out as hate. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I think that, Diana is considered the GOAT or one of the GOATs in the WNBA. That word gets thrown around a lot. And I don't know if it just irks her that that word is being thrown Caitlin's way now, especially because you see the way that she's been playing on a high level, all the attention she gets. Like, it's crazy. Like, women's basketball has never been up this much before Caitlin Clark and her play. So, I don't know. It almost sounds like she feels threatened in a way. It might be good for the league at the same time, but, yeah, she's hating.
I think you said it best. DT and Sue Bird, they're WNBA legends. They're solidified regardless of anything.
And if you watch, Sue Bird was trying to,
that's what I'm saying.
And
she was trying to reel it in a little bit. She wasn't trying to like promote it or anything. She was like, just kind of like playing it off.
And I will say they should have canceled that broadcast when they were playing UConn. But like, obviously they're talking about who was better between Caitlin and Paige or whatever. Like, they're playing UConn. They're going to go for the UConn player,
some
obviously.
Bias.
Like, the biasness was also heavy on that one.
Her comments, though, I think they're good for the game. I feel like the fact that there's a WNBA vet, like we said, one of the solidified veterans, challenging these incoming players, letting them know it's not going to be easy, it's not going to be a cakewalk. I think the fact that her comments are getting eyes and getting attention, I think it's pushing the game to new limits and new heights. On January 31st, the Seattle Storm, they moved the 4th overall pick in this upcoming draft, along with Kia Nurse, to the Los Angeles Sparks in exchange for a 2026 first-rounder. But this was the trade that freed up some space for us to bring in Nneka Ogwumike as well as Skylar Diggins. So we brought in some new veterans to pair up with Jewel Lloyd, but we lost the 4th overall pick in this upcoming draft. So now that the tournament's kind of played out and we see kind of some of the top-end talent that's going to shake out in this draft, Roman, how do you feel about that trade that the Storm executed on January 31st?
I'm not mad at it because I think that Jewel Lloyd wants to compete, and I think that putting like solidified talent around her, shows that we're going for it, But at the same time, I think a player like, Cameron Brink, I think that's her name, Angel Reese, like those bigs, I think that, we could have had something to build off with them, especially because they're young,
Definitely.
coming in as rookies and they're talented. And so that could have been like a 1-2 punch tandem between whoever we picked with that 4th pick and Jewel Lloyd. I don't know. I'm not mad at like I said, I'm not really mad at it just because we got solidified talent, but at the same time, it would have been cool to see Angel Reese in the Storm uniform.
That's the angle I'm looking at it from. And I kind of feel like we should have just retained that pick. Like, I'm glad we got those vets in. Like, they're definitely going to be effective players. Welcome to the city. But at the same time, I feel like if we were to bring in like an Angel Reese, like you said, like eyes would be on Seattle. Like, regardless of where she goes, Cameron Brink, girl from South Carolina that we can't think of, regardless of where they go, like the eyes are going to be on them because they're the new wave of the WNBA. And I feel like this is like the first class of WNBA prospects where people are going to monitor their entire careers almost and just want to keep up with these players. So I feel like it would have been nice to get one of those players, but I'm happy that we got Sky Dig and Nneka. So exciting. And now just doing a brief NBA check-in with some of our 206 and 253 hoopers that reside in the association. Malachi Flynn scored 50 points for the Detroit Pistons in their game against the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Malachi Flynn, put up a 50 ball. The third player in NBA history to score 50 off the bench. So, I mean,
I think Jamal Crawford is one.
Jamal Crawford as well. I mean,
him, yeah.
it's a Washington thing. We can score the ball and we can score the ball off the bench is what we can do. So, shout out to Malachi Flynn. Keep doing your thing, brother.
Sure.
And yeah, come sit in the Layup Lounge with us.
Come on.
Lastly, the Orlando Magic currently sit at the 3rd seed, frontlined by Paolo Banchero, Seattle native. And they're still rallying for playoff position. They could fall anywhere from 3 to, I believe, 7, somewhere in that range. But the fact that they sit at the 3 seed, he's been an all-star this year. Do you think Paolo deserves an all-NBA nod? Do you think he's one of the best top 3 power forwards in the NBA?
Absolutely. I think that, coming into this year, I feel like we didn't have these high expectations of the Orlando Magic. I think that we're looking at him like a young team. I truly believe there's some, they're similar to OKC, like just in the East. Like OKC, we didn't expect them to go as far as they are. Now they're in the top 3 seed in their conference, and we're looking at Orlando like they're in the same mold in a way, and I think that they could really make some noise going into the playoffs. I won't be surprised if they can make the Eastern Conference Finals.
Shout out to Peasy. Shout out to the Orlando Magic.
Oh, bro, hey, shout out to that admin too, man.
No. Thank you guys for tapping in again. That's another local Hoop Talk segment. We'll see you guys next week. Please go ahead and like and subscribe.
We just hit 300.
We just hit 300 subs on YouTube. We're approaching 300 followers on Instagram. Thank you for the continued love. Keep hitting them comments. Let us know what we should talk about. All love from the Layup Lounge. Shout out to Circling Sports. Shout out to Chuck. Let's keep going, y'all.
My dogs.
Let's do it. Bronny James.